Hello. Awesome. Oh wow. Like totally freaked me out. I mean right on. The reaction shot's your number one. Welcome back everyone to the Reaction Shot Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Herman, and this week, Brittany Cunningham and I are flipping, tumbling, and shaking our pom-poms to celebrate one of the most iconic teen comedies of the early 2000s. Bring It On. That's right, we're marking its 25th anniversary with a deep dive into the high-pressure world of competitive cheerleading. This episode isn't just a nostalgic trip down memory lane, though, trust me, we definitely have plenty of that. Because we are talking mixtapes as love letters, early 2000s fashion and disasters, and the unforgettable performances that made Torrance, Isis, Missy, and Cliff household names. We're also examining how Bring It On was more than just a teen comedy. Brittany and I dig into the ways the film tackled race, privilege, class, and power. In this love letter episode, we ask, what did Bring It On get right? What did it miss? And why does it still resonate 25 years later? But first, I wanted to remind you that I'm so happy to be here in this new season with you, the listeners. So much has happened since season 1, and I couldn't be happier. One of the biggest things to make note of is that I am now officially a part of the You Run Podcast Network, a network jam-packed with some amazing creators with a wide range of podcast topics. So, hop on over to the You Run Podcast webpage, that's yourunpodcast.com, and check out all of the other amazing podcasts that are a part of this family. In fact, there's one in particular that I feel that I need to point out. Under the Floorboards, John and Eric's razor-sharp horror comedy podcast, where every episode plunges you into chilling classics and laugh-out-loud banter. 1 minute you're clinking virtual glasses with Freddy Krueger, and the next you're sprinting from masked maniacs or unraveling the twisted plots of monster hunters. All punctuated by John's biting humor and Eric's encyclopedia love of cult chills. Subscribe to Under the Floorboards on your favorite podcast app and dare to laugh when you think you're safe. Find this show and many others all in one place at yourunpodcast.com. And if you haven't already, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel at The Reaction Shot Podcast, and or give me a follow on Spotify, Apple, or wherever it is that you get your podcast. And if you're feeling cheerful, drop a 5-star review on what you love about the show. This is a great way to support the show and really get the Reaction Shot Podcast out there. I even have merch now too. Wink wink. You name it. Shirts, hats, hoodies, coffee mugs, and travel bags. You can wear your reaction today. You can find that link in the bio. Now, back to today's episode. You're going to hear us break down our favorite scenes, quote the lines that still make us laugh or cringe, and reflect on how this movie shaped our understanding of teen identity, competition, and high school politics. Whether you're Team Clovers, Team Toros, or just here for the nostalgia, this episode is packed with insight, laughs, and a whole lot of spirit fingers. For those of you who need a reminder on the basic plot, thanks to Wikipedia, it goes a little something like this. Cheerleader Torrance Shipman is a senior at Rancho Carne High School in San Diego. Her boyfriend Aaron has gone off to college, and her cheerleading squad, the Toros, are aiming for a 6th consecutive national title. Torrance is elected the next team captain, replacing her highly successful predecessor, Big Red. In her first practice as captain, one of her teammates, Carver, is injured and forced to sit the rest of the season out. Torrance holds auditions for a replacement and gains Missy, a skilled gymnast who transferred from Los Angeles with her brother Cliff. While watching the Toros practice, Missy accuses them of plagiarizing their cheers, which Torrance denies. Missy takes her to LA to watch the East Compton Clovers, a squad that Missy's previous high school frequently competed against, who perform an identical routine. Isis, the Clovers captain, confronts the two and reveals that Big Red videotaped the Clovers' routines and stole them for the Toros. The Clovers vowed to beat the Toros in the national competition, which they could not afford to attend in previous years, and prove that they are, in fact, the champions. Torrance worries that she is cursed with bad luck after she dropped a spirit stick, an object that is never supposed to touch the ground, during a dare at cheer camp over the summer. Meanwhile, Torrance and Cliff begin to get to know each other, and a mutual attraction grows between them as Aaron becomes more distant. After Torrance informs the Toros about the stolen routines, the team votes in favor of using the current routine to win anyway. Torrance agrees, feeling that there is no time to learn a new routine, while Missy reluctantly goes along with it. At the Toros' next home game, Isis and her teammates mock the Toros' routine in front of the whole school, humiliating them. After advice from Aaron, Torrance recruits the team to raise money through a car wash and hire choreographer Sparky Pilastri. Pilastri puts the whole team on a diet and regularly belittles them, but the team learns the routine in time for competition. At regionals, the team scheduled before the Toros performed the same routine Sparky had taught them. With little choice, they perform that same routine next. Torrance speaks to a competition official and learns their choreographer has provided the routine for 6 other teams. As the defending champions, the Toros are granted their place in nationals in Daytona Beach, Florida, but Torrance is warned that a new routine will be expected. Big Red curses Torrance for her inability to be a leader and regrets announcing Torrance as her successor. Crushed by Big Red's words and her failure to lead the team successfully, Torrance considers quitting. Aaron recommends that Torrance step down from her position as captain and considers selling her out to her team rivals Courtney and Whitney. When Cliff sees Torrance and Aaron together kissing, he severs his friendship with her. Torrance then breaks up with Aaron after catching him cheating. She uses Cliff's previous encouragement and his personally made mixtape for her inspiration for the team to have a real, original routine. When the Toros learn that the Clovers are unable to get the funds to pay for nationals, Torrance asks her father's company to sponsor the team. Isis refuses, calling it guilt money. Instead, the Clovers write to a local talk show host from their neighborhood and get the funds needed to go to Florida. There, at nationals, both the Toros and the Clovers make it to the finals, with Cliff making a surprise appearance in the audience to cheer the team on. Torrance and Isis give each other last-minute advice. Ultimately, the Clovers come out victoriously, with the Toros coming in second. Despite their loss, the Toros and Clovers leave with a newfound respect for each other, with Isis complimenting Torrance on leading the squad, and Torrance admitting the Clovers were deserving of all the victory. As the Toros celebrate another successful season, Cliff and Torrance share a kiss. The end. And now for our love letter to bring it on. Go grab your spirit stick, cue up that early 2000s playlist, and let's get into it. And also, never forget, this is not a democracy, it's a cheerocracy. So don't put the horror in horrifying. Okay? Hi everyone, I'm Dave and I love movies. So, welcome to my podcast, The Reaction Shot. In each episode, I'll dive deep into a movie of any genre that holds a special place in my heart. But here's the twist. I bring on a guest who has never seen that movie before, until now. We discuss, dissect, and review from pre to post-production to behind-the-scenes stories and well into its impact on pop culture. Will we agree on everything, or will we have wildly different views? Thanks for hitting play. Let's roll tape and find out. Fade in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Reaction Shot Podcast. It's me, your host, Dave, and today I have returning guest and my co-host for this amazing episode, Brittany Cunningham. Brittany, what's going on?
Nothing, Dave. How are you? I'm so excited for this episode.
Yeah, Brittany, what episode are we doing today?
We are doing Bring It On.
Bring it on. Brittany, you better bring it for this episode.
I'm gonna bring it.
Excellent. That's what I love to hear, and that is why you're here. So I know Bring It On is very important to both of us. I think we've both had conversations about this movie outside of obviously doing the podcast. So I'm happy to be here doing the 25th anniversary episode with you.
Yes.
Real quick rundown of exactly what Bring It On is all about. It is a 2000 teen sports comedy. It was released August 25th, 2000, hence the 25th anniversary. It was written by Jessica Bendinger, who also wrote Aquamarine. Never knew that.
I love that movie so much.
So, yeah, I mean, Jessica's got Aquamarine and Bring It On under her belt. So, Jessica, shout out to you for bringing some great teen films here.
Hits. Love them.
It is directed by Peyton Reed, who also did The Breakup and Ant-Man. Random.
All
right, Bring It On's budget was an estimated $10 to $11 million. Its opening weekend brought in $17.4 million in the United States and Canada.
Nice.
The total U.S. and Canada gross ended at $68.4 million. Bonafide hit. And its worldwide gross came to $90.5 million. So Bring It On was definitely a hit worldwide.
Yeah, it was.
We love to see that for a teen film, especially a film centered around cheerleading. You know, nothing against cheerleading, you just don't really think about cheerleading movies, and I guess this is the godfather of cheerleading movies. Kudos to Bring It On for that, right?
Absolutely.
Reviews for Bring It On were never really the best. They kind of fell somewhere in the middle, but kind of leaned a little bit more to the negative side, which we'll definitely get into those things. But where we sit today, 25 years after release, on Rotten Tomatoes, we are at 65% critically, and we're at 66% from users, so 1% higher. They're about equal there, which is kind of weird sometimes. I feel like either critics love something and the audience is like, what the hell, or vice versa. But here we are. We're pretty much the same exact here. Internet Movie Database, we're at a 6.2 out of 10, so basically the same as Rotten Tomatoes. Metacritic, we're at 52 out of 100, so Metacritic people aren't really loving Bring It On too much. They weren't getting the cheer fever very well. And then over at Letterboxd, we're at a 3.4 out of 5. Again, that one's not too bad, but still, we're basically at the middle of the road overall with this film. With that being said, Brittany, did you find any weird, obnoxious reviews online that you wanted to share?
I found a couple. 2 are negative, and 1 is a little positive.
Okay.
1 is probably the most overrated teen movie I've ever seen. It's so slow and drawn out. By JM, he gave it 1.5 stars out of 5.
JM, what the hell, bro?
Yeah, that's a little aggressive. Like, I don't think it's slow or drawn out, but like, you do you, sir.
Yeah.
Another one is 3 cheers for effort, but you won't do a backflip over this film.
Oh, trying to be clever, but hating on the film, but clearly
Right?
know a little bit about cheerleading, so you got something from the film, so okay, cool, gotcha.
Right? And I learned every single cheer after this movie came out. So I think it's 3 cheers for effort and then some. Thank you very much.
Yeah, get it right. If you're going to write a negative review, use these things from the movie.
Right?
Come on.
Right? And then it was an enjoyable fluffernutter. I really enjoyed that word. Yeah. And smarter than one might expect. I thought that was pretty nice. I don't know what that person gave because it didn't show the score, but I liked it for the fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter. I mean, that should have made the DVD. You know when they do like the quotes in the back, like
yes,
Dave over at Internet Movie Database says it's a fluffernutter of a time. What does that mean? What is fluffernutter?
I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna check it out
please.
real quick.
Let's let the audience know.
I feel like I've heard people use that word before.
I feel uneducated.
It looks like it's just a sandwich. It's a peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich. I regret looking up the definition.
I want to erase that word from my vocabulary from this episode now.
I know. I mean, maybe that person really likes peanut butter and marshmallow fluff together, so that was enjoyable for them.
I'm so happy for their fluffer nutter experience.
Well, that is... Yeah, what reviews did you find?
Well, nothing with nothing with that.
Fluffer nutter?
No fluffer nutter. I'm going to start using this word just to see how people react and what they know.
Okay. See what they know.
All right.
Oh, yes.
I don't have a fluffer nutter review, but I do have a 1 out of 10 from R. Mantagani. Mm-hmm. Title of the review is Most Infuriating Piece of Garbage Ever to Be Made by a Human Being. Okay. Why is it that this movie was so good that about 40 films just like it had to be made through over the course of the decade? It was horrid, and the copycat films kept getting worse as they pop out from this crew of stupid Hollywood writers' big dumb heads. We haven't seen a good teen comedy since American Pie, and I think that we need a good teen comedy to wake up all the brain-dead morons of today. Fuck you, whoever wrote this screenplay, and go find a hole somewhere to die in, you sick, disgusting cockroach. You caused all of this to happen, and everything else that followed it, like John Tucker Must Die and Legally Blonde and all those other movies, and this one sequels.
All right.
The end. I think they need a fluffer nutter to feel better.
They absolutely need a fluffer nutter to feel better. Maybe it'll perk up their attitude.
Maybe.
Because why did that person go for so many movies? Like, first off, Legally Blonde, that is a classic, cult classic. For sure. Stop it. What was the other movie?
John Tucker Must Die.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Stop. Now, the other Bring It Ons, sure.
Sure. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
We didn't need those.
Those other movies didn't need the strays.
No, they did not. And that person is so angry.
Yeah, like it's just a movie. It's okay.
I hope you go find a hole somewhere to die in. You sick, disgusting cockroach. Right? That's so mean.
That's so like.
But this is where we're at, guys. 2025. These are the things that people are writing.
When did they write that review? Did it say?
Well, okay. 2006.
But still, that was 6 years after it came out. Chill.
Well, yeah, like, chill out.
Like, it was already there. They were pissed from the gate, and they're like, maybe it'll get better. Maybe. It did, but, like, it's a fantastic film.
It did. I hope they, like, reconnected with the film over time and found a new love for it.
Yeah.
Okay, another one I have is a 2 out of 10 from Sea Green Wah. Mm-hmm. It's a 2 out of 10, and the title of it is Are You Kidding Me? Anyone who took their time to write up a long review on this movie has problems. The movie is atrocious. Case closed. It is not funny. Anyone who found it funny has a very shallow, weak, unsophisticated sense of humor. The movie is quite cliche, though whoever liked this movie probably doesn't know what that word even means. It was boring, unoriginal, over the top, and not in a funny way, and just a waste of time. There was not one interesting performance. Kirsten Dunst is definitely hot, but that doesn't make a movie. It was trying to be clueless, and failed in every regard. This movie is a 2 out of 10 because Dunst is only a sex object. Outside of that, so sad.
Can you read that first line again?
Anyone who took their time to write up a long review on this movie has problems. Yes, okay. Sea Green Wah.
We'll leave it
at that.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Glad we came full circle on that one. But also, like,
There's more to her character than just a sex object, and if you couldn't see past it, then that's the problem.
That is the problem. I don't like people.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on. I have one last one, everyone, and I had to pick a 10 out of 10 because we have to.
Of course.
Okay, so I refer to the movie as the godfather of cheerleading films, and this person named their 10 out of 10 review the Citizen Kane of cheerleading movies. And it is written by Uncreative Fame. Okay.
All right.
Is there anything that this movie doesn't have? Drama, comedy, great acting, and a fantastic script? How the Academy overlooked this one? I'll never know. Kirsten Dunst plays the head cheerleader destined to prove that her squad is the best in the nation. Eliza something or other is the mysterious new girl that's equally talented but completely different in attitude. Can the two of them coexist and get to the top, or will a lack of chemistry tear the whole thing down? You'll be sucked in right away from the start, and it will never let you go. If you thought The Departed was tense, just wait until you see this. My God, I nearly had a heart attack, but in the best way possible. 10 out of 10 might be the perfect movie. I had to pick that one because...
It's so dramatic.
It's so dramatic, and I'm also trying to figure out if they're being sarcastic. Because
they have to
what?
be. That's
they
wild.
have to be. But you know what? I'm glad that they said
We'll
drama, comedy, great acting, and a fantastic script. It's the opposite of the last two reviews I read, so kudos to Uncreative Fame for your creative, famous review that I'm now reading on a podcast.
Yes. About Citizen Kane. I've tried to watch that movie.
Yeah.
That's all. A lot of actors, they watch it to, like, I don't know, do something for their acting brains, and I love that for them. But
good for them.
Good.
I'm happy for them.
I got like 5 minutes in, and I said, "What am I watching?"
I think I made about 4. No, I think I've had it on the background before to try to be like, love film. Sorry, guys, if I lost my cool movie factor for not ever watching Citizen Kane. It's fine.
Sorry.
Everything's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. We're fine.
But we're going to bring it, right? Anyway.
Absolutely.
All right, Brittany, here we are with all of our reviews of Bring It On that we found online. I'm going to do a quick category breakdown on how we broke this film down and then get an overall score of how we feel about it. Brittany, what do we rate the acting in Bring It On?
A 10.
10. Perfect. Okay.
Yes.
Who's your who do you think gives the best acting performance?
The best acting performance.
They're going to hear this. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, they might. Honestly, like, there's on so many levels different people who bring it. Like, Courtney and Whitney, how just bitchy they are. And I absolutely love it. Darcy, for her just, like, witty, constant, just vocabulary that half of those words I've never heard in real life.
Same.
To this day, besides this movie. But I gotta give it up. And I mean, Kirsten Dunst, the whole reason why I ever watched this movie was, I think, because of her. Because all the movies I watched before, Jumanji, Interview with Vampire. But I would have to say, Gabrielle Union, that's my girl. Yeah. Like, through and through.
Through and through. Yeah. Acting, I give a 9 out of 10. There are a couple of side characters that you can tell are just kind of boxed in, reading their dialogue out loud, but that's not even to say anything negative about their performance. It's a teen comedy film. It's getting its point across. I don't need to have Citizen Kane acting. I don't need this to be studied. I think the last review I read, they talked about, the Academy should have paid attention to this, and to say that I don't agree with that doesn't mean that it's about bad film by any means at all. But it's not like we're making this film to hand out awards for spectacular things. I think the main cast does a great job. Gabrielle Union, like you said, does fantastic. I would like to think that in real life she is much like Isis, which we will also talk about some of the things that she had to say about this film and her acting in it. So, I think they all do a great job. I love Eliza Dushku. I think she does such a good job too. I mean, she's... I'd have to say her and Gabrielle Union were probably my favorite in this film overall. So,
absolutely love Eliza Dushku as well, because coming from Buffy, I was so used to her, just this hard exterior. So, like, yeah, she's a badass in this, but she's also like really innocent high school kid.
Yeah, 100%. No, I completely know what you mean, and couldn't agree more. But what do we think about the directing of this film by Peyton Reed?
The directing. I feel like the directing was great. I gave it a 10. I don't see... There isn't any, like, choppiness. I like how there's transition from, like, the day and night. You can tell that the school year is progressing type deal. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like it.
Okay. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Also, there's not any flaws that you can really see in the film. Zach and I were talking about how the way things were filmed in like the late 90s, early 2000s, it was just like everything just seemed so more vibrant. Like colors really popped. Everything just seemed really bright. And I think this really captures that time period really well. And what do we rate the writing of the film?
I enjoy the story of really rival cheerleading teams trying to duke it out and see who's on top. Mm-hmm. And like you get the love story, the cattiness of high school, friendship. Yep. Yeah. 10. I give it a 10.
10?
Yeah.
Perfect. I give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great story overall. I think at certain parts the writing is a little clunky, and as I'll say again, there's something I want to get into a little bit later about the screenplay as a whole. But overall, like you said, we got what we were in for. I guess overall the storyline is exactly what we needed. It's what we wanted, and it was a good time. So, 8 out of 10 for me on that. And what about the drama?
There is a lot of drama between cheer camp. Mm-hmm. We got stealing cheers, boyfriends doing things in rooms that he shouldn't be doing things. Mm. Carver breaking her leg. A 10.
Carver. 10.
Up there. 10, yeah.
Yeah. Drama, I give it 10 too. I feel like, even if it's over dramatic drama, they still do a good job of bringing that drama. So,
absolutely.
Yes, 10 out of 10. What about the comedy, Brittany?
Honestly, okay, I do know that a lot of the things that are said throughout the movie are like a no-go. They shouldn't have been a go back then, and they're definitely not now. But I gave it a 10 because I think it's really funny.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too. A lot of the humor of some scenes comes from a place of ignorance, I guess you can, for lack of a better word there. But yes, not giving it a free pass, but unfortunately the 2000s were a completely different time, and these certain things were spewed out left and right, kind of like confetti, unfortunately, because kind of thrown around. Mm-hmm. 10 out of 10 for me with comedy. I think this movie is really funny. The cheers are really funny. They're memorable. There's a lot of quick wit, and a few of the quasi-ignorant comedy is funny, and if you're trying to find it in a lighthearted sense from what we had back then. But yeah, I think the comedy is exactly where it needs to be. I laugh every time I watch this movie, even though I know what's coming up next. What about the suspense, Brittany?
The suspense. I gave it a 10. Do you see the theme here?
I think I know where we're going here.
Yeah, but not to say that it's a predictable movie, but I think at a certain point you know who's going to win at the end.
True.
Because it was just kind of like righting a wrong that you don't see, but we all know about. So in that aspect, it's not really suspenseful. But if you're not thinking ahead like that, it is.
Was suspense, I gave it an 8 out of 10 just because that really is the only thing, is kind of like who's gonna win this thing, whether you know or not how the story's gonna go. So it definitely keeps you invested on the suspense side of what we're gonna get in the end. What about the violence?
A girl loses her teeth.
Man, the vomit. Ooh.
The vomit. That sound is
that was some like really thick, chunky ass vomit.
Like, what were you eating? If it was
Campbell's
oatmeal,
chunky soup.
Campbell's chunky soup. Yeah, like, So I feel like violence was like up there again.
A 10. Just 10. Say a 10.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't help it.
No, it's fine. I love it. I feel this. Violence, I gave a 5 out of 10. We did have the aftermath of the cheerleader who fell and she lost her tooth. She had a bunch of blood on her shirt and her neck and from her mouth. We did have the vomit. We had Carver breaking her leg. Did she break her leg or her neck or
her leg? But somehow I feel like she had like a neck brace.
Yeah, that's where the drama came in right there. My God, something over dramatic there, Carver.
Right? Carver.
Oh, God. Action, Brittany. What's the action?
Action. 10.
Okay.
Though, like, I mean, action. The football game.
Yes.
It was very intense. To say the least.
Yeah, there was no suspense. That's the only scene that didn't have suspense because we were like, well, there's no suspense on who's going to win this game.
Right?
We
already know. They were terrible.
Yeah, I mean, action, I gave it 5 out of 10. I think the action we can equate to, the cheerleading scenes themselves. They're action-filled. They're jumping around. They're doing dances and cheers. And, I mean, they're some great moves. I don't know a lot about cheerleading. In my research, I've learned that a lot of things they do in the movie you can't actually do at competitions, but whatever. I'm watching a really fun movie, and that's all I care about. And they're really good at what they're doing, so that's it. All right, yes. Brittany, I don't know what you're going to say here, but what do you give this movie out of 10?
I actually give it a 15 out of 10 because I love it. I love it so much.
Love that.
Like, it's been my favorite movie, top 5 since it came out. And people are like, what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, okay, in what context? Are you asking me, like,
right.
a movie that I'm constantly watching? Like, favorite? Because Bring It On is number 1 with Parent Trap. Always. Hands down.
Perfect. Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
10 out of... That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I know it was a shocker to you. The suspense there was a 10 out of 10. So Brittany gives it a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay, nice. I love that.
I mean, I really like Bring It On. It does exactly what it set out to do. I think on a slightly more intellectual level, there's a lot more that's going on in the film than just the surface level cheerleading competition. And I think that's, in a weird way, what I like a lot about the movie, is that there's more to it. So you can watch it from 2 different points of views, really, and it's still an enjoyable film. And that's my opinion. So I do give it a 9 out of 10. I don't ever get bored with it. I think it's a breezy watch, and it's a good time, guys.
It is a good time.
They really brought it.
They did bring it.
I'm going to keep saying this all episode. It's going to be so annoying.
No, it's going to be fantastic. We got to bring it.
We love it. We do. We absolutely do.
Anniversary 25. Hell yeah.
Anniversary 25. 25 years of bringing it. 25 years of bringing it. There you go. That's it. That's the catch.
That's the
catchphrase right there. Yeah. That's what we're gonna market this episode.
Hell yeah.
All right, Brittany. You love this movie so much. What is your first memory of watching this film? What's your origin story with Bring It On?
My origin story with Bring It On. So this came out in 2000. I was 12 years old. I remember my mom bringing me to the movies at South Hills Village Mall, Carmike, Kent.
South Hills represent.
Old school. Whenever ticket prices were less than $8, I think they were like $5.75. Something wild. Right. But yeah, I remember sitting in the theater with my mom, just super excited. Now, was I into cheerleaders? No. I didn't think cheerleading was a sport. I was that kid. And I was like, no, I don't like it. This movie? I say, you know what? Okay.
Brittany went home and grabbed some pom-poms, guys.
I did. I mean, I didn't grab pom-poms. But I was like, I will learn every cheer, every dance. A friend of mine, her older sister, she was a cheerleader. She said, Brittany, teach me these cheers. I said, I got you, girl.
Got you. You said, birds.
It's cold in here.
Cool. Yeah.
There must be some clovers in the atmosphere.
Yep.
I said, burr. But yeah, I went to see it with my mom, and there are some parts I was just like, this, I should not be watching this with my mom. This is crazy. Sure. Help me.
Help.
Help. Like, the car wash scene, I was like, no. What's happening? I'm embarrassed. Put your clothes on. But I did go out and buy all of those bathing suits. I would look for them. Like Torrance's, I had a bathing suit that looked like that. Courtney's, I had a bathing suit that looked like that. Yep.
I love that. Love that. Guys, Brittany was Bring It On. She was the marketing for Bring It On.
That's
basically what she's telling you.
They didn't even know it. Nobody knew.
But here we are. South Hills just had all the promo for Bring It On.
Yes.
I love that. Did you see it opening weekend?
I feel like I did, honestly. Because it had to have been... Because what? Movies were in theaters for like 2-3 months back then. So I feel like it was before school that I saw it.
Cool.
Like before the school year.
Yeah. No, I think so. Very similar here. I wasn't into cheerleading. I didn't not think of it as a sport, but I didn't really think about it at all. It just was kind of whatever to me. Yeah. But we are the same age, so I was 12 years old as well, and I did go opening weekend with a group of my friends. So I think it was like, I don't know if it was our last weekend before school started, but our parents all dropped us off at the mall. I grew up in Little Washington, Pennsylvania, so about 25 minutes south of South Hills. So we were close. Yeah. But I went to the Washington Crown Center to go see it, and it was a packed theater. I remember the audience just laughing and laughing. I had such a fun time with it. My friends and I really enjoyed it, and I never looked back. Like, it was always just a movie I always admitted that I really liked, and I felt like a lot of the dialogue stuck with us through school and everything. And there's definitely some memorable quotes in there that live on for the good and the bad, I guess.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yep. So you were with your mom. I was with a couple of friends. Obviously, they weren't hardcore like IDing back then, so I was 12, so I wasn't 13 for a PG-13 film. But I also think a lot of Yep. Actually, I feel like a lot of people at that mall just didn't give a shit. They were like, "Oh, here you go, twerp."
They're teenagers themselves. They're like, "Just go."
Yeah, and it wasn't like I was going to see like something insanely violent, or
rated
sexual,
R.
So
Yeah.
I snuck into those a lot, though. Don't you worry.
I mistakenly snuck into those and regretted it.
Did you ever get kicked out before?
No,
I didn't either. No,
because like I'm not the person to. It's a movie. I just want to watch the movie. Some kids, they don't give a shit. And they're just being a nuisance. Mm-hmm.
We all know how I feel about people who talk during films. And, that violence would be a 10 out of 10 if you talk during my shit.
Mm-hmm. I went to see Freakier Friday 2 days ago. People to the left of me were talking. A lady to the right of me was humming. And I was like, this is why I don't go see movies at night. During the day.
Not to get sidetracked, but that's why I just don't really like going to the movies. I will say, Zach and I just went to go see Weapons. Highly recommended.
Yeah, okay.
The audience was actually very, very chill. They were very into the movie, so I was so happy. But I always get nervous before going to the movie because it really does ruin the experience. It ruins it. It really does. So,
it does.
It's always going to be my soapbox, guys. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Same.
Yeah. Don't talk during a movie, kids. End of it.
Right, because, like, you paid money. Like, you paid money, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, So, well, okay, I'm getting angry. Anyway, so, Brittany, do you remember what the world was like during this time? This was 25 years ago. There was a lot going on in pop culture, music, fashion, a whole bunch of other teen movies. Do you remember what was going on at that time? No.
Like, middle school is kind of a blur.
Sure. Middle school's really
middle school is but 2000 what was even happening in 2000? Like, Britney Spears was popular, Christina Aguilera, so like what, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC.
it's funny, kind of bring it on. You know, we had these competitive things happening in pop culture at the same time. We had the Britney Spears versus Christina Aguilera. We had the NSYNC versus the Backstreet Boys. So, Brittany, were you a Britney or a Christina girl? You had to pick. Dun, dun, dun. At the time.
No, I know. I listened to both, but I think I owned more Britney Spears albums than Christina Aguilera albums. But I was out there learning the dance moves of both girls. So
okay, fair.
I was really, really big on just like music videos. Let me rewatch them over and over, do the dance moves, perform in front of adults. And my family's like, please stop. And I'm like, no, you want to watch me do it again? Yeah, right.
Who needs a music video when you have Brittany around, guys?
Exactly.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Again, I feel like... Actually, no, I had more Backstreet Boys albums. Okay, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC.
Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears?
Christina. I hated Britney and I hated Backstreet Boys.
Oh my god, but like Kevin loved. Kevin absolutely loved. The Black and Blue album. Top tier. The Call.
So let me say this. Just like you, Brittany, I was listening to all four of these people. I lean more towards Christina. I kind of felt like she was like the underdog. I kind of always rooted for like the underdog type person. Obviously, I don't really think anyone can attack me for this. Christina has a great voice, regardless if you like how she sings or not. Yes. Christina has a good voice, and if we're comparing to Britney, no shade, Christina sticks out here. So I kind of feel like that's where I was falling into. Now, that is no disrespect to Britney, because my God, pop culture, Britney has owned who she is in the staple of pop culture, and at this time she was so huge. And the same goes for both NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. I liked NSYNC more. However, I will give credit to Backstreet Boys because they have the better vocals. They, as a whole, I think their vocals were better. And obviously they're still going strong today. That's not to say the NSYNC guys aren't doing their own thing and being successful. But I think the Backstreet Boys still being together is warranted. But speaking of the time, it was definitely NSYNC and Christina for me. So
I honestly, that's fair. But I will say, I went rogue, and 98 Degrees was like in my CD player all the time.
I mean, I love 98 Degrees too. But yeah, I mean, this like we're mentioning, this was a very competitive time, so this film kind of fell into that, and it was kind of like a blessing that it came along at this time, because that's where we were in pop culture, and it was kind of like Stan Wars in a way. This also saw the rise around this time of reality TV. We also had the butterfly clips were a very popular thing, which is actually in Bring It On. So they do a great job there. Juicy Couture was starting to take over with some of their were they like sweatpants?
Yeah, Juicy, not veneers. Those are teeth.
Oh, well, Juicy Couture veneers, they work.
Not right. Not velvet, but like velour.
Oh, someone called Mona May. I don't know what these mean.
So like it's like that velvety.
Okay, like the fabric. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
So like Tara Reid was wearing those, like Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie. Yes.
And this was what's so great about that time, is that as you're saying this, I can picture them all wearing them. Yeah. This was such a great time.
Yeah.
We were alive for some good shit.
We honestly were. People missed out.
They really did. Now, this saw the rise of Pokemon at the time as well. Pokemon was extremely popular at this point in time. Obviously, it's so popular now, but this was its prime, the beginning of the big takeoff. Buffy was really popular on TV, of course. So was Dawson's Creek. Friends was a little bit past the middle of their run on television. AOL was booming at this point in time.
And Yahoo?
Yahoo! Yes. Yahoo was so popular at the time.
Which also sounded like Mario, so Mario was very popular.
There you go. We got Mario.
Mario Kart, yes.
Also, what was really popular this time was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I watched that show when it came on. That was like prime time. Sit down, who knew the questions? Who would be a millionaire in your living room?
Who would be a millionaire in your living room? Who are you going to phone as your friend? Anytime there's a movie question, I was like, pick me! Unless it's about Citizen Kane, then I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And then around this time also, we were dealing with such teen movies as Varsity Blues, Can't Hardly Wait, Drive Me Crazy, Jawbreaker, Whatever It Takes, 10 Things I Hate About You, Never Been Kissed, Cruel Intentions, American Pie, and Election. Those were some of the really popular films that came out just before Bring It On or around the same exact time. So we were in a competitive state in pop culture, and we were in the hearts of some teen comedy films. And Bring It On, I think, deserves to be in that list of very memorable things in the early 2000s. So thanks a lot, Bring It On. You rock.
You brought it.
You brought it. You brought it so hard.
Brought it so hard.
Now, the soundtrack to Bring It On is fantastic. There's so many great things happening in this film. Even the original song that Cliff does for Torrance, he makes her a mixtape. He records his own song on there that he wrote for her. How did you feel about that song?
Oh, I love that song.
Oh, me too.
You're just what I need. You're just, and then she's.
Oh, dancing around on that bed. That was you after you saw Bring It On. You went home, you found the pom poms, and you started dancing.
But actually, I probably did do that.
You did, yeah. It's okay. We don't have to hide it, Brittany. It's okay.
Oh, I'm not hiding it, but like I just flash back because I did do like a cheer camp at one point in my life, and I probably had those like fake pom poms.
So, might look like more like maracas.
Because they did. They were like little maracas. Because like they had a longer handle in the little strings opposed to in the middle. Because real pom-poms are actually really cool. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. They're really actually... Because like it's in the middle and... But the fake ones... Not my thing.
Not your thing.
No.
Right. Well, we heard it here first. Not our thing.
Not our thing.
What do you think of the soundtrack of Bring It On? Well, I mean, we have Black has a song called As If. We have Sum 41. We have Atomic Kitten. We have Cherry Pie by Warrant. There's a lot of good stuff here. I mean, did you enjoy the soundtrack from this film?
Absolutely. You got Hey Mickey by Bewitched.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that end scene to that song, it's basically a music video.
It really is.
I loved Bewitched back then. Yeah.
Do you watch it every time you watch Bring It On, do you watch through the credits for this blue? Okay, me too.
Every single time. Even to the end where they do like the last blooper and Kirsten Dunst says, "Oh, that was shitty. I hated that one." And then it switches to Black.
Yeah.
Which is the last song for the credits.
Making mixtapes was extremely, extremely popular.
LimeWire,
BearShare. I used to make mixtapes. Mix CDs, mixtapes, whatever it was, I would do whatever format I had
all the time.
Yes, all the time. I would do them for myself. I'd make them for my friends. I would make them for my crushes. So that's one of the things that I love about what Cliff does is that Cliff shows up at Torrance's house with some flowers, which I would never do. I don't like flowers. I think they're stupid. Anyway, but I would definitely make a mixtape because I love music and I love what music can say and do. So I was always making mixtapes. So with that being said, Brittany, it's 2000. You got a crush, okay? They're walking around school and you're just like, damn, he's really fine. I really need to reach out to him and let him know how I feel, but I can't say it with words. I have to say it with a mixtape. What are 5 songs that you would have on that mixtape? You personally had to have.
Just how you prefaced that, my song picks, I feel like a stalker.
Oh, I'm excited.
12-year-old Brittany, oh my lord. Okay, so I put Never Let You Go by Third Eye Blind.
Okay.
Pinch Me by Bare Naked Ladies.
Nice, okay.
Kiss Me by Sixpence the Richer.
Okay.
Crash by Dave Matthews Band, and then One Headlight by the Wallflowers.
Not the One Headlight. Wait, I love the Wallflowers. That's a good mix CD though.
Same. I love that. Anytime I'm at a bar, I play that song.
So good. That's a good mixtape. I like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What about yours?
Your crush would be happy about that one for sure.
I hope they would be. At least if they didn't like me, at least they know I had good taste in music.
You know what? And Brittany, that's what it's all about right there. That's
right.
That's all that needs to be said.
Honestly.
Mic drop. That's it.
Period.
All right. So my mixtape, I feel like mine's on the very cheesy side because I feel like I was that cheesy kid in school. If I did have a crush on someone, I was like, I made you a tape, and they hit play, and this is what they're going to hear. Are you excited?
Yes.
We had one in common, so I'll start with that.
Okay.
Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer.
Love it.
Back at One by Brian McKnight.
Dude,
that was such a romance talk.
I'm actually dying. Yes.
Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. Incomplete by Cisco. And I Knew I Loved You by Savage Garden.
But that's such a great... No, all of them. A 5 out of 5. I love it. I was a
little romantic boy in school, I guess.
You can't do wrong with Savage Garden.
No. I mean, I think these are quasi-cheesy songs, but I feel like, unfortunately, those are the songs I would have put on my mixtape for a crush.
And I mean, 2000, we were in the cheese era.
We were in the cheese. We're cheesy. We're Parmesan.
Parmesan, mozzarella, fresh mozz.
yeah, freshly shaven. We were the tell me when to stop, and you just wouldn't. You were like, no, keep going.
The fresh brie.
Yeah, keep going. Keep shredding that shit.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm glad we had really great mixtapes for our crushes.
Yes.
They were lucky.
I hope they enjoy it. Our imaginary back in the day.
All right, let's talk a little bit about this cast for a second. I want to get a quick rundown of who these characters are. I know we've been dropping a lot of names here, so just a quick refresher for anyone who needs to remember. We have Kirsten Dunst as Torrance. We have I've been waiting all day to do that.
Torrance.
Excellent. Yeah, yours sounds so much better. We have Eliza Dushku as Missy. We have Jesse Bradford as Cliff. Loser.
Pantone.
Pantone. It's Pantone. We have Gabrielle Union as Isis, which in today's world,
Isis. I know, it's so terrible. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's. I know. It's fine.
Right.
It's okay.
It's fine.
All right, guys. This was different
2000
time.
is different. Quite literally, a year different time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
But anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Moving on.
Anyway, we have Claire Kramer as Courtney. We have Nicole Bilderback as Whitney. Natina Reed as Janelope. Richard Hillman as Aaron. And Lindsay Sloan as Big Red. Quite the cast, right?
Quite the cast.
And, the directors of this film actually reached out to the girl group Black to have them in this film, which I thought was pretty cool. They were kind of up and coming at the time, and they wanted them to get featured in this film. So they put them over on the Clovers, and I think they do a great job. For not having any acting backgrounds and for being semi-new to the music scene, I thought they did a pretty good job. I enjoyed them a lot. So, Brittany, what are some of your favorite scenes and favorite moments from Bring It On? I think you got a list.
I have a list.
Love it.
So some of my favorite scenes. Well, first off, I would just like to say the dream sequence in the beginning, hands down, one of the best dream sequences in general. Mm-hmm. One of the best cheers, like start to finish. Mm-hmm. So we got the dream sequence. I love whenever they are at the football game and they're going back and forth. They have the knock them down, roll them around, come on defense, work cheer that leads into the Clovers coming down the stairs. Gauntlets are thrown and everybody's like, what are we doing? And Courtney's like, if we have to start over, I quit.
Yeah. Which
is intense because you're just like, no, we are mid competition, like training. You're not quitting. So sorry. I don't care what we're doing. You're not quitting. The whole Sparky Pilastri scene, fantastic. Yes, there's some controversial things that are said from Sparky Pilastri, but all in all, love that scene. Honestly, again, I could recite this movie start to finish.
And this is what I love about film, is just like we all have our favorites that we could just sit and talk about over and over, and I love that. I love the passion behind loving something so much that you just have so much to say, and I can definitely tell that, and I think we can all tell, and it's a great thing that you love Bring It On.
I love it. Hence the 15 out of 10.
15 out of 10, guys. 10 out of 10 was even good enough
right,
for how much
15.
Brittany loves this.
Oh, the tryouts. So I think that we'll say overall that's my favorite, because you get to see different people trying out. One who's trying to get over a breakup but like really wants to be on the squad. Then we got a girl who's just wants to know too many things, details, like, do I have to supply my own uniform? Do we have to wear underwear? She doesn't like wearing underwear. We're like, chill. Broadway, be aggressive, unenthusiastic. And then you get Missy coming in like a badass. And like you said before, how like the script is intellectually like top tier and it's witty. So the part where I want to say it's Whitney who says to Courtney, where's this girl from Romania? So I decided to do like a little deep dive and see why that line would be a line, and come to find out that the person who was gold medalist for years prior to this movie coming out was actually a Romanian gymnast.
Oh.
So I wonder if Peyton Reed was like, let's see real quick. Fact check that, and then threw it in there.
I love that. I didn't know that at all.
Well, because I always wondered, I was like, that's such a random thing to say.
It is a random thing to say, and I like that there's actually context behind it instead of just being a line.
Yeah.
So hell yeah. So that, I mean, that comes from some of the intellectual stuff right there, and I like that you did a deep dive on it too. Now we all know, listeners.
Yeah.
Everyone say thanks, Brittany.
Thanks.
There you go. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now we're losing. No, I'm just kidding.
And then also another part on that scene of the tryouts is whenever they do that whole thing, they're like challenging Missy because they reject the unfamiliar, as Torrance says. But whenever Courtney says to Whitney, do it, after she couldn't yell, she says, front handspring, step out, round off, back handspring, step out, round off, back handspring, full twisted layout.
Holy shit. Good job, Brittany. I feel like every time that line's said in the movie, I'm like, how did they memorize that? But here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
Were you in the movie?
I should have been. But when I tell you, start to finish.
I support it.
You tell me a line, and it's ingrained in my brain.
Ingrained in the brain.
Yes.
Insane.
Insane in the membrane.
Insane in the membrane. You know where I was going.
Yes. Well, what are some of your favorite parts?
Well, I guess a lot of my favorite parts, I mean, you definitely talked about, I mean, the opening sequence is fantastic. I remember being in the theater and it starting off, and at first, I think because when I first saw it, I was like, what is happening? I wasn't really into cheerleading at the time, and just the whole screen, everyone cheerleading out and about, and I was just like, what am I here for? And as the cheer's going on, and, you know, I'm bitching great hair, and I'm just like, oh, wow, this is not, you know, I'm thinking cheerleading, I'm thinking just your typical be aggressive, be, which they obviously touch on in the film, but yes. they were creating something completely different, and it sucked me in from the very beginning. So that opening sequence means a lot to me because I was hooked, and I love how they introduced all the characters, but they incorporated into that. Then in terms of the dream sequence with her realizing she doesn't have a shirt on in front of the entire school, which who hasn't in some way, shape, or form had a nightmare like that while you were in school? Just maybe not necessarily being shirtless, but just anything that's like uber embarrassing and just being like, yes. Oh man, I can't believe this is happening to me. Yeah, it's scary like that, but
yeah. And then you wake up and you're like, where
am I? Yeah. I really like the tryout scenes because I like how we get to see a whole bunch of different takes on cheerleading and how people, you mentioned all this already, the non-enthusiastic, the overly enthusiastic, the people who are looking at it from, the girl who does the seductive dance when she gets on the table, she starts flirting. I'm glad that they incorporated that in there because I think they were kind of giving us that stereotype that, some people refer to cheerleaders being slutty or things like that. So they gave us the person who she was seeing the cheerleading tryout as her chance to be that, but that is not what they're about. I like that they incorporated that, something like that in there. Eliza Dushku walking out into the auditorium as Missy and just owning it and doing her little cheer. What was her little cheer that she does? No gymnastics team.
So it's, I transferred from Los Angeles. Your school has no gymnastics team. This is the last resort.
I like how she just brings her hands, frames her hands together.
So what? So I'd never cheered before. So what? How about you give me something that actually requires neurons? And that's when she says, "Do it." Round off. Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, it's so good. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that scene. I love getting introduced to all those characters and different types of people, meeting Missy for the very first time, and Eliza Dushku just owning what she's doing. I really like Whitney. She's such a bitchy character, and she just kind of, when was it her sister that comes out to do the cheer?
Her sister Jamie.
Yeah, sister Jamie, yeah. But also I was like, you guys were considering putting that little girl,
a 13-year-old on your...
Yeah.
How was she even able in the high school? I'm so confused.
She was like Polly Pocket. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, you're going to try to put this girl there? Okay. But,
yeah. Whatever. Wild.
But, yeah, I think all the acting from everyone in this scene is great. The comedic timing is spot on, so I definitely really enjoy that scene. We have to talk about the sexual tensions of brushing your teeth. That scene is so stupid. But I remember being in the theater and just being like, what is happening? Why do they keep spitting? What is going on?
Why do they keep spitting?
What is happening? But the tension between the two of them not speaking, but they're watching each other. And I feel like, I don't want to say brushing your teeth is an intimate thing, but, it's something that you do when you wake up in the morning before you go to bed. And they're sharing this connection together and just at the mirror, looking at one another, brushing their teeth, spitting out the toothpaste, and then it's done. So it's very flirty, but in such a, I don't want to say creative way, but a very original way. Because you felt it. You felt that crush starting to happen. The mixtape was already forming.
Oh, it was already forming, especially because she was watching him play the guitar, which, yes. And then she freaks out because Missy's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm looking for the bathroom, which, girl, you saw that bathroom. Chill.
It's literally, right, you're walking down the hall, it's right in front of you.
And then you turned right instead of going straight. And he's just staring at her like, oh yeah, you see me playing my guitar? Yeah. So, yes. That bathroom scene was necessary. And also, he decided to go in after her?
Right. Mm-hmm. So. He had to brush his teeth really bad. He was like, well,
right? He said, well, no. I share a bathroom with my sister, so whatever.
Yeah. Why not share it with her? That's
Carpe
fine.
diem.
Carpe diem. Love it. Yeah, there's so many great moments in this film. I obviously, It's Cold in Here from the Clovers is so iconic. So good. Yes, when the Clovers realize that Kirsten Dunst and Eliza Dushku are there at the school, they assume that they're trying to steal the cheers, which I love the revelation of Kirsten Dunst realizing. You can tell, you genuinely didn't know about it. And Eliza Dushku picks up on that, and she's like, wow, you really didn't know, did you? So I really like that scene, too. I think Torrance is really well written in that moment to just kind of be like, this is nothing, I never wanted to do something like this. So you mentioned the Clover showing up at the football game and showing everyone that the Toros really did steal these cheers. Kind of came to light in that moment in time, and it's like, oh shit, what are they going to do now? There's so many great moments. I guess we could sit here and just list a whole bunch.
Absolutely. And also, I didn't mention the Clover's original cheer. How you said, the birds calling here, but that whole sequence. Absolutely love it.
So good.
And also, so there's a part where they run out to catch them make sure they don't have a recording. And I believe it's Penelope who says, can we beat these Buffys down so I can go home? I'm on curfew, girl. And it's the fact that Elijah Dushku is in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was like,
so good.
Oh, found it. And then
jokes.
And then there's another line in the locker room scene, didn't mention that one, fantastic, where Whitney has a line where she needs to take the money from her dad and buy herself a Clue. She was in Clueless. Like, there's so many...
Oh, shit. I didn't even catch that. That's good.
There's so many great things, and I'm just like, you're in that movie, we're talking about your stuff. You're in that show, we're talking about that stuff.
Love it.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, and it's funny, I knew you were going to say that Buffy thing because, yeah, I mean, that comedy's right up our alley. I know we're both big Buffy fans.
She had a tattoo in tryouts, and she, wipes it off. She got bored during fourth period.
There's a lot of middle fingers in this movie. That is one thing that I noticed watching it this time. I was like...
So many.
Damn. It's like every 5 seconds, everyone's just like... like, you want spirit fingers? Yeah, here you go.
Right, I'll give you spirit fingers.
No. It's like, wow, you guys are aggressive with that middle finger. My lord.
My lord.
Yeah, I mean, on the topic of Buffy, we do have 3 people in this film that are from Buffy, which is fantastic. Claire Kramer being Glory from season 5 of Buffy, the big bad of that season.
The big bad.
Seeing
so
her in,
good.
Yeah, seeing her in this role, and then Nicole Bilderback being, I think it was season 3 for a couple of episodes, being on Buffy for that. And it's
Cordelia's friend.
Yeah, I think her name was like Cordelia or something. So
Cordelia was
Cordette?
Maybe
something weird.
I feel like it might have been Courtney, to be honest, but I didn't look it up.
You might, I might.
I should.
The suspense, 10 out of 10. What is it?
A 10.
A 10. Yeah. Thanks, Brittany. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So great. All right, yeah. So again, so many great scenes, so many great moments. We can go on and on about them. I'm glad we got a few of them out of our system. What is your favorite cheer from this movie? If you only pick one cheer to hear.
Okay, so kind of off. Not even, I can't even think of the word, but not a typical cheer that somebody would pick. It would be the knock 'em down, roll 'em around, come on defense, work.
Okay.
Because, so, fun story, I went to Disney for 24 hours with a couple of my friends and my friend's daughter. Now, we were waiting in line, it was really hot. I don't even know what prompted this. I think I probably just brought Bring It On. And then we started doing cheers, and that was one of them while we were in line for, Winnie the Pooh or something. But we had, the whole scene, we had to finish it. Even into the second cheer. Absolutely. With the Clovers battling. Yeah. Yeah, so that whole sequence, both of those, because they're, one and the same.
Yeah, you should have filmed
They're together. Right?
I thought you were going to say you did. I was so excited.
I mean...
Oh, did you?
If I wasn't so hot... No. I don't think I have. But I taught enough people it, as a kid.
Yeah.
Because I would do it just randomly all the time.
I mean, I would have to say, if I'm being stereotypical, I would say Birds Cold in Here from the Clovers. That's iconic. Everyone knows that. Even if you haven't seen Bring It On or you hate Bring It On, you know those lines from that cheer. It's duh. But I think my favorite is That's All Right, That's Okay, You're Gonna Pump Our Gas Someday.
That's good.
Only because after we saw this movie, me and my friends, we would say it to people because we were assholes because it was a different time then. I'll be like, that's all right, that's okay, you're gonna pump our gas someday. Fuck out of here. But it's okay.
I love that because some of the insults, I love, sorry, new girl, but nobody hit your buzzer.
I know, it's so good. And you know, and that's the thing, I think some of the quick-witted lines, some of them are so good. And again, 2000 was such a different time. One I do have to bring up that is offensive, but it just cracks me up. And I feel like I probably used it at some point in time after I saw this movie. But as a gay man, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Well, you speak fag fluently. I just like when you speak fag fluently. It's funny. And again,
but I also feel like how she delivered it wasn't like in that way of a negative, even though it's not a positive. But it's just like you can tell that she would have been an ally.
Absolutely, and that is one thing I will say too. I think, especially during this time, where I don't want to give a free pass to these things, but there are times, and I guess it kind of just goes with comedy. So even if we're having the comedy conversation of 2025, sometimes I think it's where your heart is, where your heart lies, and like you said, it did feel like it was coming from an ally thing, like your best girlfriend. You know, I know on Will and Grace they used to refer to Grace as a fag hag, and I don't know, it's a whole conversation.
A whole segment. Yeah.
But then on the flip of that, you do have the football players who are using that word
in a negative
way.
Yes.
And you have them referring to, I think it's Whitney and Courtney are referring to her as Eliza Dushku as an Uber dyke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like those are coming from hateful spots, and you know, at the time in 2000, we might have laughed at them, and that's not to say that we were bad people. No. But I think we've kind of grown and learned that these words are heavy, and there's a whole background to these words, and we just shouldn't throw them around because they stick to you. They're hateful, and there is some of that in this movie, and some of it makes me cringe. Speak fluent fag, that makes me laugh. It's silly. Yeah.
And there's a mirror, I think, because Missy in the car says Courtney and Whitney dykadelic, because she seemed like excited, like, oh, like who's on the team, and then they have like a negative context towards her. So like you said, like there was like hate in their heart because they were the bitchy girls. Yeah. But Missy was just here to accept everybody because she's the new kid.
Yeah. Like, and like talking about like what's going on in 2000 right now, it was very, I hate saying this, it was very popular to throw around, oh, that's so gay, or you have your left ear pierced, you're gay, because that's not right.
Like that's just was even that.
I mean, I have my left ear pierced.
Right? And you're like,
I am gay, surprise. But I didn't get it for that reason. I wasn't like, well, I want to get it on this side because it's not right, guys.
Yeah, it's like, actually, I just want it on this side.
I got on this side as a fuck you, it is right, asshole. Anyway.
Get on.
About to bring it. No.
About to bring it.
Bring it. Let's do a quick deep dive into our four main characters here. We have Torrance, Isis, Missy, and Cliff. I think those weren't our four main characters who are kind of running the show we're following along with. Of course, we have our side characters that we love and laugh at. But what do we think about Torrance? How is she as a character?
I think she's great. I think that you see that she put her dedication in cheerleading, and that's all she wants to do. Or her parents are like, I need you to do something else. Advanced chem, which absolutely not. Like, you could have picked a different class, girl. But
for real,
her mom was like, But no, I genuinely like her. I think she is a good-spirited person and character, and you can tell that. And I mean, Kirsten Dunst played her fantastically.
Yeah, I think Torrance is actually a really well fleshed out character. I think I love her growth throughout the film, her realization. She recognizes her white privilege, and she doesn't let that become who she is, and she realizes things from a broader scope, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think I like that about this character in this movie, is that she actually learns a lesson, and she starts off the film. I mean, it's kind of like, I'm not comparing this to Clueless, but it is kind of like Cher's growth throughout Clueless, where I am rich, I'm pretty, there's a weird, gross power that comes with something like that, and she doesn't let it define who she is, and she grows throughout the film. Does that make sense?
It does. Because, I mean, she didn't have to get in the car with Missy to go see, like, what she's talking about.
Yeah, and I feel like she was constantly trying to make the right decision. Like, she knew what was right, and even when people who were close to her... And I'll be honest with you, rewatching this film, I don't think any of those girls in that cheerleading squad are really Torrance's friend at all.
No, not at
all.
The
way they act, and I think Missy, that's a great story just in its own. Just their relationship and how Missy steps up and becomes like a true friend for sure, and she doesn't just fall into like this trope of the rich white girl who doesn't give a shit and whatever. What about Isis?
Love her. East Compton Clovers. I mean, obviously she's supposed to be like this hard exterior, like I'm sure the stereotypical like, oh, scary black girl, but like she's not. She was on a team for however long because she's captain, so we'll assume it's their senior year.
That's what I would assume. Yeah.
So for the last 3 years she's been on this squad. I'm assuming that she was so good, but didn't have a say. So she wanted to work her ass off, become captain, and make it to the nationals. And I applaud her for that. And made sure that because of the things that she saw before she officially meets Torrance, like that didn't deter her from being the best that she could be. And she knew her worth, and she stuck to it and raised the money, got on that talk show, and ultimately, we know what happens.
Shout out Paulette. Paulette.
Oh, you my girl.
You don't need to lose a pound, girl.
And then they're all just like, "What are you doing?
Why would you say that?"
But
then they give her this. Then they give her this little
She goes,
like nothing against Paulette,
but
y'all. Who's gonna fit in that?
A Barbie.
A
little
literally
plastic Barbie. I don't even think any of them could fit into that.
I don't think so. Like when that guy hands it to Paulette, I'm like,
what is that? Like, y'all shrunk that.
Was it for like a Labubu or something? I don't know. Is that what they are? Labubus? What? No.
What is it? What's a Labubu?
It's a Labubu, that little thing that everyone loves right now. They're putting on their book bags and.
Oh, that scary thing with the teeth.
Yeah, why does everyone love that?
Maybe it reminds them of a Furby, and they're just trying to get back to 99.
Yeah, see, guys, it all comes back to 2000. Like that's where we're at.
Y2K, people are trying to get it back.
More like Y2 yay.
Yay.
That's awkward.
That's funny. Y2 yay.
Yes, so Isis, played by Gabrielle Union, what a great, strong written character. There's a scene where Torrance realizes that they don't have the funds to go to the championship, and she comes with a check that her father's company had written to give to the Clovers in order to go, and Isis actually takes the check and rips it up, which I think is pretty powerful. So I do feel like I see where Torrance was coming from. I know that she meant well with that, which I think is great writing for the character because, as I said, as time goes on, she kind of learns and grows. So I think that was her first step to be like, well, I'm going to help them out. So she didn't mean anything by it. But then I think once the check is ripped up, I think it's kind of a realization for her, like, okay, that isn't how we're going to do this. And I love that Isis is so strong to be like, we're going to figure this out on our own, and I promise you it's going to happen. The best is going to win, so we have to be there for that. Yeah. And although I think a lot of it comes from Gabrielle Union's acting, I think her standing strong. I mean, when she's on screen, she definitely owns it. There's a scene, I think they're at the championship at the end of the film, or at some point in time, but the Clovers are walking past some of the girls, some of the secondary characters on the Toros, and they're like, oh, look, the Clovers are here, and Gabrielle Union's character,
she
Isis.
Just looks.
That look.
I'm obsessed.
It's a powerful look. It's confidence. It's understanding. It's
with a little smirk and an eyebrow raise.
The editing of that moment is so well done.
She's so good. I love Gabrielle Union, and also to go back on the part where Torrance goes to the gym and she gives her the check. I think at that point, Isis saw that as like, you're not going to have a white savior complex in front of me and my squad. And that's why I think she ripped it up, because it's like, I get what you're trying to do, but it's not going to fix it. It's kind of like this is kind of hush money. Like, no.
Sure.
You do you over there. We're going to do us over here. And we're going to see.
Yep.
We're going to battle it out.
We're going to battle it out. Hell yeah. What do we think about Missy? I think we talked a lot about Missy, but how do we think about her?
Love Missy.
Love Missy.
And I love Elijah Dushku in general, so to see her play this character, absolutely loved it. I think she comes off just like, she just wants to do her thing, be a gymnast. That's it. She doesn't want to do the frilly stuff of cheerleading, but then she realizes that, like, there's more to cheerleading than what she ever thought. And I think she's funny. She gets along with the ones you should be getting along with on the squad, like Jan and Les. She sticks up for herself. She sticks up for her squad and other people. Love her.
I think she's a very strong written female character as well. Similar to Isis in a way, where she kind of stands her ground and doesn't let certain people walk all over her, and she's almost kind of like a spirit guide for Torrance to kind of pay attention to the things you should be paying attention to. So I really like the way she's written. I think she's the perfect companion for Torrance to come to these realizations. So yeah, Eliza Dushku does such a great job. I love, the rough exterior and those types of things, but we also get to see her break from time to time with a big smile on her face, having fun, doing the cheers, allowing herself to give into that. And it's kind of wholesome in a weird way, like her allowing herself to have that type of fun and be girly, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. But yeah, love it. What about Cliff?
I adore him. I absolutely adore him. Like, he is not in a band, but he plays the guitar. He loves music, vintage. He's just the Clash. He goes, oh, this, and he's just so funny and witty, and like, you can tell that he doesn't care. He actually enjoys his sister, even though they have that like back and forth, and he's like, she's not the cheering type. And she goes, oh, and really, he is the reason why she even went on the squad in the first place, because she was going to say no. Yeah. And he pushed her.
He did.
To, you know what, you're actually going to do that, and you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I think Cliff is like the ultimate teen rom-com type character, where it might fall a little bit into the stereotype. I think Jesse Bradford's take on the character, he kind of has he already has that charm down, so I feel like that's not really acting for him. So he is charming on screen. He's quick-witted. He does have that humor that we all love, and it's kind of like adore it in a weird way. Not to sound silly, but he's adorable. And
he's the Dan Humphrey of 2000.
He is the Dan Humphrey of 2000. 100%. That's a perfect correlation there. I love that. He's there's a line in the film he says that reminds me of something that I would have said. I forget exactly what the context of it is or what the specific line is. I'm sure you'll be able to tell me. But I think she said something about going to the cheering competition, and like people are actually like cheering them on, and he was like, wow, man, I forget how he says it. He's like, you mean cheerleaders getting cheered or something like that?
He said, I believe he says, what? People are cheering cheerleaders? She goes, yeah, lots of people.
It's so good. Like, that's something that I would have said, just because, you hear cheerleaders going to a competition and people are cheering them on. I don't know. That sounds like something I would say. I don't know why I had to bring that up, but I laughed out loud for the simple fact that I was like, that's something silly I would say.
Yeah. So, and just even lines with his sister. So whenever she's practicing in the living room and he's making fun of her and she goes, bite me.
Yeah.
And
bite me.
And they're like talking about how like he messed up with Torrance, but she has a boyfriend, and she goes, be aggressive, be aggressive. He goes, so I thought I have. We'll try again.
Yeah. So good. I love that. Okay, so getting to the subject of how Bring It On tackled race, appropriation, and competition. I do feel like there is a huge underlining story here about making it a competition of race and class. And do you agree? Do you see that underlining story here? It's a serious conversation that maybe some people shy away from, and I really like how they incorporate it into this film. They didn't make it preachy. They didn't make it overwhelming. They wrote it in there, and they let it have its own life. What did you think about that? How do you think they handle things like that?
I think they handled it great because, like, I mean, me being a black girl in 2000, I don't see a lot of people who look like Gabrielle and her squad on screen all the time. So, like, that's an obvious thing. So for it's an obvious thing for me because I see it all the time. So for it to now be put on display of, like, hey, there are essentially segregated areas where one school is predominantly people of color and black people, and then the other school is predominantly white. The majority of that whole squad is white, except for Whitney. And, like, it shows like there is a discrepancy of opportunity for squads, because the Clovers have been great for years, but their material has been stolen from a different team who is able to afford to go to nationals because of where they are. Mm-hmm. So I think they did a great job in doing that. And at the end of the film, you see, like, I think it was known that if they would have had the opportunity and the funds to be there, maybe the Rancho Carne Toros would not have been at the top with Big Red for as long as they were.
I think it was great at this time to see Gabrielle Union step into what was essentially a lead role for this film. And, you know, she's obviously not on screen as much as Torrance is, but I think the scenes that she is in, she owns. She's absolutely a main character, and I think I love what they did with the storyline, and I'm glad that Gabrielle Union was able to be a part of that conversation piece. Who do you think really won here, the Clovers or the Toros? At the end of the film?
I think the Clovers. Hands down.
Couldn't agree more. I'm glad that Torrance learned a lesson. So I think she won in allowing her team to realize that if you got second place, that's okay because you did what you needed to do. And this entire time you've been riding the coattails of the Clovers and taking all of their stuff from them by getting number one. So yes, the Clovers were the winners here because the Clovers technically have always been the winners. They just never got the recognition for it. So I'm really happy that was the outcome. And I think the movie would have been completely different and would have really sucked if they didn't go the route they did with the ending of the film.
I agree.
In a different world, if they made the Toros win, that would have been really shitty because that's not learning a lesson. That's just repeating the same shit over and over again. So. And
it's a disservice because even during the first round that you mentioned, whenever Isis looks at the girls and like gives that look like, you all better watch, Big Red said, I gave you this whole season on a silver platter. Like, what did you do? And she's like, they caught us. What do you mean, what did I do? What did you do? You did this.
Yeah. Like, are you just going to go through life stealing everyone's... anything?
And honestly, a person like Big Red, absolutely.
What does Isis call her? Raggedy Ann? Raggedy Ann with a video camera.
Permanently attached to her hand.
Permanently attached to her hand. I don't think that I've ever noticed that before. Or I just never like really thought about it for even a second. But when I was rewatching it this time and she said that, I if I was drinking water, I probably would have spit it out because I was like, whoa, what? That's hilarious. Because you knew Big Red was the one doing it. So just for Isis to refer to her as Raggedy Ann.
Right? And it's funny because like the audience then knows because they're like, Raggedy, oh, the girl with the red curly hair, that bitch. Okay.
That bitch.
Found it. Yeah.
Found it. So I do want to take a second, since we are talking about this subject, and we're talking about Isis and Gabrielle Union doing such a fantastic job in this role. I got some little snippets here from Gabrielle Union's interview with Vogue magazine from 5 years ago. So for the 20th anniversary, she did a whole Vogue spread, looking stunning as always. And they asked her a lot about Bring It On, because I feel like, Gabrielle Union is known for a ton of things, but there's something about Bring It On. I think it was because it was her first major film or big role. I do think she likes to talk about it a lot. So bear with me a little bit. I do want to read some of the stuff to you. Brittany, interject whenever you want to, because I think there's some good stuff here. And you did mention you've never read this before, right?
I have not. No.
Okay. All right. Sorry, this is Dave's story time, but I think it's important, and I want to make sure that we're letting Gabrielle speak. And even though she's not here to speak for herself, I'll do it for her. So she said, I really wanted to be in this other cheerleading movie called Sugar and Spice, about bank robbing cheerleaders, but they did not want to go black as a main lead role. So essentially, they didn't want her in the film, and they literally told her, because she is a black woman, they do not want her as a main character of this film. She said, I was coming off of 10 Things I Hate About You, She's All That, and Love and Basketball, all three fantastic films. So I was looking for my next gig when this came up. It was originally called Cheer Fever, and they wanted me for the table read. The script was a little cringy, so when they offered me the job, I said, can we make some changes to the script? And they were actually very open to it. She was like a bad stereotype, the writing. There was a line in the original script that read, meow, me gonna ow you, my nails are long, sharp, and ready to slash. I responded, huh? That girl ends up US Berkeley? How did girls from Compton talk in their minds? I was confused. How about we make her a very clear leader where her path to cheer justice is done with more class and dignity, but also justifiable anger. She doesn't need to speak in made-up blaxploitation dialogue, which is what the script was riddled with. Well, when we started filming, the script was in flux. I was talking to Peyton the other day, and he said, do you remember when we brought in Gary Hardwick to rewrite some of the Clovers dialogue? I didn't remember that, but it made sense. I ended up doing The Brothers and Deliver Us from Eva with Gary, so I know he and Peyton were cool. I just remember Peyton would be in my trailer before every scene going, okay, well, what would Isis say here? We kind of rewrote it as it went along, but the credited screenwriters were not a part of that dialogue. The shooting script was completely different than what actually ended up on screen. It's interesting because I once saw this poll someone made of great cinema villains, and Isis was one of them. And I was like, when the fuck did I become a villain? Why is Isis a villain? For wanting accountability? Does calling someone out make you a villain? When black women ask for accountability, no matter the tone, some people hear aggression or rage. That makes me angry. They make me the angry black woman versus someone whose work and intellectual property has been stolen, repackaged, and used to win national championships, which is why I love being a part of Bring It On. Yeah. So I read that interview, and it made me look at the movie from a completely different perspective, and made me look at Gabrielle Union. I already knew that she, was a very strong woman. I knew that Isis was a very strong character, but to know that Gabrielle had such a hand in creating this character is amazing to me. And to know that the original script, it was written by a white woman, was filled with so much, I'm going to say
microaggressions.
Yes, yeah. So the things I love about this is that, she went to the director and said, we need to make some changes with this dialogue because I would love to be part of this movie. And the fact that he allowed that to happen, because how often does that happen? Especially in 2000.
Especially in 2000.
So I think that really makes me like how this film kind of came together too. I got a lot from that interview. I think it's great that Gabrielle had a say in those things, and it's crazy that the version of the character that she created, that she was proud of, that she felt was much like herself, was later on being exploited as being a villain. Because if you watch the film, even when I saw it back in 2000, when we were in a different world and different headspace, and we were hearing these different things, I never once thought of her as a villain. The two main villains of the film, in my opinion, are Aaron and Big Red. Those are the villains of the film. I never once thought Isis was a villain. I never would think that Isis was a villain. There's no reason to think that she's a villain. So what did you think about all of that, Brittany?
One, I applaud her for speaking her mind, because I feel like if it were anybody else, I don't know if we would have got the movie that we have today. Mm-hmm. Because if that was the start, that script, that doesn't even make sense. Mm-hmm. And also, like, you can tell even the other girls on the squad, like, they aren't even like that. So why create a false persona of, like, I mean, yeah, sure, she's a character, but she's a real person somewhere in a school, in a high school,
sure,
at a college. So reflect what the people actually are, opposed to what you perceive them as.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's where screenplay writing gets a little rough. I'm glad that someone was able to say, this is not how I would talk. I don't think this is a good representation of this character. And I'm glad that people were all ears for it. In a weird way, I would love to get my hands on the original script just to see how bad it was.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look for it.
I can only imagine if, like, that's the little snippet. I'm sure it got far worse.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure Gabrielle probably blocked a lot of what the original script was like in her mind, because you know, she created the character for who it is, and that's what's remembered. I'm happy to hear that aspect of it all. So you know what? I applaud you, Gabrielle Union. Amazing.
Absolutely. And I love that she also wanted to change the industry for herself and people behind her. Mm-hmm. Because that just shows, like, no, you're not going to portray a black girl that will eventually become a black woman as this scary depicted, because she's not scary at all. Like, she knows what she wants. She works hard for it. She knows her worth. And guess what? Torrance saw her. Like, they reflected each other. Even though there was, like, headbutting at first, and whenever she's like, I swear I didn't know, and she's like, well, now you do. And, like, they had, even at the end, whenever they're giving each other critiques to make sure that they are at the best of their ability to prove to themselves and each other, like, who's better.
Yeah.
They were looking out for themselves and each other.
Yep.
And I'm glad that Gabrielle was like, nah, 2000s needs something different.
Sure. Yeah, and I think that's the biggest takeaway from that. As we mentioned, this was 2000. This was a time when, extremely unfortunately, a lot of that stuff was okayed by the studio or the director. Someone else would have got their hand on that script and wanted to make this film. That's probably what we would have gotten, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
We've all seen movies around that time that really depict certain people in certain types of ways, and it's kind of disheartening for sure. I'm glad that Bring It On became what it was with a little bit of help from Gabrielle Union. So kudos, Gabrielle, you rock.
I hope she got like a co-writer on there or something.
Yeah, and it's funny because she even said that the guy that came in to do some of the rewrites didn't get any recognition on the final bill, but it's there. So
that's good. Yeah.
So how do we think Bring It On holds up today? It's 2025, 25 years later. It's the anniversary. Do we still think it holds up pretty well?
I do, personally. Despite some of the language in it.
Sure.
I think if you go into it like, this was made in 2000. Mm-hmm. This is a comedy. It's not supposed to be like jabs.
Sure.
Because even those guys who are being shitty get shut down.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, it's true. And I think, in a weird way, I actually kind of feel like Bring It On was a little bit ahead of its time, especially in terms of how they were dealing with Kirsten Dunst and Gabrielle Union and the competition between the two of them on a deeper level and not just a surface level. And for people who were able to pick up on that, I think that story was important to be told at that time because it wasn't really being told. And some people shy away from that, run away from it, and don't want to talk about it. And I think this film was just kind of like, well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to do it in a fun way. Some people are going to get it, some people won't, and that's okay. I actually think it's a little bit ahead of its time. I do think it holds up today. We do have to look at it in the light that it took place in 2000, so some of that language, even though the language doesn't hold up today, we just got to look past that. And
yeah, I think the story holds up today.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Hold people accountable.
Hold people accountable, please. Are there any crazy quotes you want to recite for everyone that you can never get out of your head?
Crazy quotes. I did say the sorry new girl, but nobody hit your buzzer. I think about that a lot whenever somebody's saying something that I don't like. Yeah. I won't say it because it's really bitchy. But I think it. I know. One day I will, and they're going to be like, what? And I'll be like, oh, bring it on. You've never seen it? You should watch it. I love you're being a cheer hater, Torrance, and a pain in my ass.
Yep. Or
she puts the itch in bitch. She puts the whore in horrifying.
So good. I think I used to quote those when the movie came out too.
Yes.
I'd be like, wow, she puts the itch in bitch.
And then hopefully your friend was like, she puts the whore in horrifying.
I think they did. I was a little sassy gay boy, I guess.
I love it. There is another one. Oh, I just want to give a honorable mention to Torrance's parents. Probably the two funniest people without even being funny. Like whenever Justin, Torrance's little brother, is just being annoying, and she goes, Mom, and she goes, or he goes, oh look, our little girl's growing up so fast, and she goes, yeah. Justin, go away. And then hits him with a notepad, like, get this kid out of here.
God, and that kid played the annoying little brother so well. I don't have a brother, but I feel like he just kind of took on that little brother role and just ran with it, and so good.
Yes, I am a little sister, and I related to him, but if he was my little brother, I would have acted absolutely like Torrance. And I'd have been like, I need you to get out of my face right now. I will destroy every single game you own. Like, things will happen.
A couple of my random favorite lines I like during the football game when the game's over and the football players are walking past the cheerleaders and Jan, the male cheerleader. The one football player says, Jan's got spirit? Yes, he do. The other football player says, Jan's got spirit. How about you? And Jan says, dude, you just lost. I love how they make cheerleading the epicenter of what everyone wants to see when they go to a football game, because the football players fucking suck. I just love, I love that they just flip the script, because you watch Varsity Blues or any football movie. Obviously,
Remember the Titans, Marshall. Everything is focused on them.
Yeah, America in general, they're obsessed with football. So this movie was like, fuck your football. A lot of times you guys suck. Watch our cheers.
That part. And I honestly think that this movie, not to say that it catapulted cheerleading in a form, because obviously cheer competitions were already on TV. I remember just randomly watching them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But they have TV or Netflix specials for the Dallas Cowboys. Watching that is probably one of the most intense TV series ever. Those trials are grueling as hell. I would never would I ever want to do that.
No. Yeah.
But these girls do it, and they blood, sweat, and tears. Mm-hmm. So good on them.
Yeah, good on them. Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, not me either. Promise.
My body would just crumble.
Yeah, mine would too. My God.
And I'm too tall. I would be a base. I'd have to throw people up in the air. No, thank you.
I don't want to do that. That sounds horrible.
I would rather be a flyer. If I could be reincarnated, be small, throw me up in the air. Hopefully, I'm not terrified of heights, because
next life.
They fly.
They do fly.
They get tossed in the air. And you have to have great core strength. Cheerleaders are strong ass people. They truly are.
It's a sport.
It is a sport. You can break limbs just by landing wrong. No, thank you.
I'd break limbs just walking. So.
Same. I'd tweak an ankle.
You ankle tweaker. Another line I like a lot too is I like how it is flipped that towards the end of the scene, or towards the end of the film, Aaron tells Torrance that you're a great cheerleader but maybe not a great captain because he's a fucking asshole. And then Cliff is always, not always, but Cliff is there for her and like pretty much says like, I believe in you, which is amazing. So when Torrance goes to Aaron's college dorm room to pretty much yell at him and then sees another girl in the room, she says, you're a great cheerleader, Aaron, and you're cute as hell, but baby, you're just not boyfriend material.
Boyfriend material.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Like what? Yeah, like...
And then his girl that he's been hooking up with that whole time cheating on Torrance says, you're a cheerleader?
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
I got a fun fact.
Yeah, love it. Go ahead.
That was actually a real cheerleader, like an award-winning cheerleader who played
Hell
that girl.
Yes. Hell yes. I love it because her face, she was like, you're a cheerleader?
Yep. Fantastic. Love it.
Fantastic. Was she on, besides that part, was she on in any of the squads? Did you find that out at all?
That I don't know. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if she, showed up randomly for that little scene. But probably. But regardless, I mean, I think her just making that line like, oh, you're a cheerleader.
Hilarious.
And being a cheerleader herself, fantastic.
Whenever Torrance is upset about, like, Carver getting her leg jacked up or whatever, and her mom is like, I need you to up your school and figure it out. She goes, well, if Vance can get you off my back. She goes, no, but it won't hurt. So she goes, Torrance says, mothers would have killed to have their daughters on squads or something like that. And she goes, my mother didn't kill anybody. She hired a hitman.
There's actually a story behind that. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, so much like the Romanian thing that you brought up, there's a story behind why that line is said. So Torrance says that mothers have killed to get their daughters on squads, and Mrs. Shipman replied, that mother didn't kill anyone, she hired a hitman. This is in reference to Wanda Webb, who in 1991 wanted her daughter on the cheerleading squad so badly that she tried to hire her ex-husband's brother to kill her daughter's biggest rival as well as the rival's mother. However, he was wearing a wire and Webb was arrested without anyone ever being harmed. Where's that movie?
Oh my god. Lady, what? Listen. Yeah. What? At this point, it's just cheerleading.
Just cheerleading, guys. It's
what?
fine.
That's crazy. But also, I wonder what happened prior for her ex-husband's brother to wear a wire, because clearly they got wind that she was about to do something nuts.
Wild, right?
See, again, clever script.
Clever script.
He said, "What has happened?
What is happening
prior to this in the cheerleading world?" 1991. Damn.
Yeah. And then my last line of dialogue, again, there's tons. We could sit here and quote all of them.
Yes.
One of the other ones I always laughed at, I don't know, I think it's because it's kind of a goofy line, but it makes me laugh. Torrance says, if we're going to be the best, we have to be the best. Missy's the poo, so take a big whiff. Like, what? But so good. It's so funny.
Yes. And that's the sequence of you're being a cheer hater, Torrance, and a pain in my ass.
Yeah, so that whole scene is just like back and forth, like the banter. I fucking love it. I got a couple quick facts for you, just to throw them out there about the film. Marley Shelton was originally cast as Torrance, but she opted to do Sugar and Spice instead, which is the film that Gabrielle Union wanted to do, but she couldn't be in it because she was black. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's still like, and I've seen Sugar and Spice. Like, it's a whatever movie.
Sure.
It's fine.
It has its moments, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's not even, like, that would be a movie where it's like, oh, they're trying to be funnier than it actually is type deal. But, like, whatever.
During the first football game scene, the male cheerleaders behind Missy are not making the Toro bull hand signal like the rest of the cheer team. Instead, they're making the shocker hand signal. So ridiculous.
Which, that whole... So a lot of people say that this movie is very sexual, obviously. Whenever Jan's fingers slip occasionally, that didn't age well. I don't think it was aged well in general whenever it happened, because I was like, just because she seems like she likes it, it's giving assault.
So this could be a point where we could say this is bad writing because we have two prominent male cheerleaders on this squad. One identifies as gay and the other one identifies as straight. With the straight one, he touches women without their consent during a cheerleading game. And at that time, I don't want to say that was okay, but at that time, to have that male dominance was very prominent. Does that make sense? Like,
it does. It does. And it's gross because it's like, now you're kind of just like, are you a cheerleader because you... Mm-hmm. Well, Jan says that he's a cheerleader because the football team is bad. But, like, so now you're a cheerleader on top of that because the football's team is bad, so you can do that with girls. Just Courtney, because she goes out of her way to not wear anything out of her spankies, as he claims. And then it's just like, stop. I don't like it. Icky.
So yeah, you're right. I'm glad we got into that, because that's definitely not something that aged well and shouldn't have been happening even at that point in time. So
no, not at all. But yeah, I just had to point that out.
No, good. I'm grateful. I couldn't agree more, and I thought about that especially when rewatching it for this. I have two more real quick fun facts. This might be my favorite one. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
What's the high school's name, Brittany? Do you remember?
Is it Rancho Carne?
Rancho Carne. Do you know what that translates to?
I don't.
Meat Ranch.
Oh. I was wondering why the title of this was Meat Ranch. I was like,
Meat Ranch High School.
That's Meat Ranch High School.
Like, why? Of all the names, all the fake names you could have came up with.
Meat Ranch.
Meat Ranch. What's so funny?
That was a choice.
That was a choice. And then the very last thing I want to talk about, it's a fact, it's definitely not a fun fact, but two main cast members died before reaching the age of 35. Richard Hillman, who played Aaron, died of a heroin overdose on June 27th, 2009, at the age of 34. And is it Natina Reed, who played Janelope, died on October 26, 2012, 2 days shy of her 32nd birthday, in a road accident. She was struck by a car when crossing a busy road. Super sad.
I remember whenever that happened.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
And that was real sad. Because it was, I mean, it's very similar to, because back then, it was like how we were talking the rival type artists or whatever. So we had Black was very similar to TLC. So how they're, like, she was the left eye of Black in my eyes. So, like, whenever that happened, I was just like, what is happening? Yeah, so I still feel for them. And because I want to say that I don't think they're together as a band anymore, like Brandy and Shamari. Is that her name?
Shamari, I think, yeah. I don't think they are. I'll be honest, I haven't really kept up with them, I guess you could say. So
yeah,
I'll definitely look into it, because I mean, I definitely enjoyed them at that time. I enjoyed their music and all that. So, but yeah, definitely very sad. So two of our main characters here passed away at a very young age. Sad, but well, Brittany, since that was to end that on a sad note, what are your final thoughts on the movie? Anything left you want to say? You gave it a 10 out of 10. Anything else you want to say about your love for this film 25 years later?
Just go out and watch it. Honestly, it's hilarious. It's a good time. You can learn the cheers pretty easily. I enjoy it.
Yep.
You enjoy it. Everybody should enjoy it.
I enjoy it. You enjoy it. We all should enjoy it. There's nothing to not enjoy.
You get a car.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a pom-pom.
Yes. You get a pom-pom. Yeah. Honestly, the soundtrack is great. Just the banter, the love story, the friendships. It's all in all a good coming-of-age teen movie.
Yep, I agree. I love Bring It On. I think, much like you said, Brittany, it is for everyone. I do have one last thing we need to do before we head out of here, and that is 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
All right. We did 2 of them, right?
We did.
All right.
Elijah Dushku and Gabrielle Union.
Let's start off with Ms. Dushku, please.
Okay.
What do we got?
So, we got Elijah Dushku, who was in Bring It On. And then she was in True Lies that came out in 94 with Jamie Lee Curtis. And Jamie Lee Curtis was in a movie called Queen's Logic that came out in 1991 with Kevin Bacon.
Beautiful. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What about you?
My Eliza Dushku, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, is Eliza Dushku, was in Bring It On, of course. She also starred in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back with Ben Affleck, who was in The Air Up There in the early 90s with Kevin Bacon.
Wow. I love that we got, 2 movies?
Yeah, we're killing
Look
it.
at us.
We're
doing, honestly, I feel like every time we do this, we get better and better.
We do get better and better. Well, now we have to do Gabrielle Union. So what's our bacon number?
Our bacon number.
Bacon number.
Our bacon number for this one is Gabrielle Union, who is in Bring It On. She was in She's All That with Anna Paquin. And Anna Paquin was in the X-Men First Class with Kevin Bacon.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
Thank you.
My bacon number for this one is going to be 2 also. Gabrielle Union was in Bring It On. She appeared in a movie called Running with Scissors. Really great film if you haven't seen it. It's really good. It was with Alec Baldwin, and Alec Baldwin starred in She's Having a Baby with Kevin Bacon.
I love that movie.
Well, there we go.
One of the most random movies I've ever seen in my life. I think it came out in like 88, 90. I don't know.
I think it was 88. Yeah,
88?
the year we were born. Yep, 88.
Yeah, the way that I've seen that movie so many times.
Oh, really? I think I've only watched it one time. But
it's real intense.
Okay, I'll have to revisit that.
If what I remember correctly, it's real intense. And he's great in it. Kevin Bacon's really good in that, so I like it. Alec Baldwin is in that movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No recollection.
I mean...
Got nothing.
I just skimmed through Internet Movie Database and I'm like...
Yeah. Like, yep, that one.
I have like a map on my pictures, movie titles.
I did that too. I'm like, okay, I'll have like 5 different screens open.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so you are in this one, you're not this one. Okay.
Okay, if this one goes to that,
it's like
and
a
that
little
one goes
game.
to this.
Yeah,
it really is. It's fun.
I love it. It's so good.
It's fun. Well, 3 cheers for a wonderful episode talking about 2000's Bring It On. Brittany, yes. I really appreciate you doing this episode with me. I had a lot of fun with it. Was there anything you didn't talk about? This is your favorite movie. Are you sad you didn't talk about something?
No. I honestly...
we covered it?
I feel like we covered it. I feel like we covered it.
A good love letter?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I think this is a great love letter to Bring It On, and I hope the cast somehow comes across this podcast, listens to it, and understands that we have so much appreciation for this film that they made 25 years ago. Happy 25th birthday. Let's go. And it's their golden year because it came out August 25th. It's the 25th year, so golden year.
Look at you. There you go. That more reason to support and love this episode. Signed, still delivered. Brittany Cunningham and David Herman. Perfect.
Done.
Awesome. Well, Brittany, I really appreciate you doing this episode with me. Thanks for sharing your love for Bring It On.
Thank you for having me. 15 out of 10. Let's go.
15 out of 10. Who needs a 10 when you can go 15? Again, I appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for listening to this episode of Bring It On. I hope you have a kick-ass day and get out there and cheer for something you love and just fucking bring it.
Bring it, baby.
Right? Bring it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Wait. There's more. Someone else has something they'd like to say. take it away, Mindy. Let us know what you think of Bring It On and its 25th anniversary. Mindy?
Okay, so Bring It On, 25-year anniversary. I cannot believe it. It makes me feel so old. But first of all, I just have to take a moment to thank you, Dave, for letting me revisit this film because I forgot how freaking obsessed I am with this movie. And I have to give you a backstory of why I'm so obsessed with it because for like 8 years of my life, I was a cheerleader. And, okay, so I was like 12 when Bring It On was released in 2000, but I started cheering when I was 9, when I was in 4th grade. I did not make the squad when I was in 4th grade because I broke my arm the day of tryouts. I still tried out, but I could not. I broke my arm like 2 hours before tryouts, and I couldn't fully extend my arm. But I tried out anyways, and I remember like pleading with my parents to not take me to the hospital until we got the phone call that evening because back in the day, like that's how they would do it. Like you'd have tryouts after school at like 3 or 4 o'clock. And then by 8 p.m., you would have a phone call whether you made the squad. And so I'm like begging my parents not to take me to the hospital because I was holding out hope, like just in case. Like I knew I didn't make it because like I was in so much pain. My arm hurt so bad. But so anyways, yes, I did not make it. But the following year, 5th grade, I made it. And I remember having so much like FOMO, like because all my friends made the squad and I just like could not, I wanted to be a cheerleader so bad, like so bad I wanted to cheer. All my friends were doing it. I just thought it looked like so much fun. And so I started cheering in 5th grade and cut to like, you know, I cheered all through 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and most of my 12th, you know, my senior year, but then ended up quitting like a little more than halfway through my senior year. But anyways, rewatching Bring It On made me remember that in my senior year of high school, my best friend, she became the cheer captain like when we were in 10th or 11th grade, I forget, but she thought that it would be such a cool idea to actually duplicate some of the cheers in Bring It On and like learn the moves. And so I'm watching this movie, and I totally forgot about this, mind you. Like, I did not remember this detail of my cheerleading career because I haven't watched Bring It On since I was, like, 16, like, since I was in high school. And so I'm rewatching this movie, and they're cheering, the Toros are cheering at the game, and they're doing the cheer that goes, knock 'em down, roll 'em around, come on, defense, work. Knock 'em down, roll 'em around, come on, defense, work. And my jaw seriously just dropped watching this movie. Like, I had to pause it and tell my husband the story because I was like, holy shit, we did that cheer in high school. And we did those moves because Mandy watched the movie over and over and paused it and memorized it so that she could teach the squad that specific cheer from Bring It On. And I was just like having this like mind-blowing moment of remembering this from my childhood. And it's so hysterical to me because the whole premise of Bring It On is about the Toros stealing the East Compton Clovers routines. And here we are stealing the cheers from Bring It On. But, I mean, obviously, like, apples and oranges, Kirsten Dunst and, Gabrielle Union weren't going to, like, storm into little Washington, Pennsylvania, into the football stands and be like, yo, you took that from us. But it is still just so hysterical to me that we did that and that I forgot about that. And it was just so fun thinking about that. So, needless to say, I love Bring It On because, hello, fellow cheerleading movie. Okay, my 1 to 10 rating is going to be a 9.5. And I was going to say 10 originally, but I did read a review whenever I was, like, typing my notes in preparation for making this recording for you that said that, they didn't have a cheerleading coach and like this was a high school squad and that was just super unrealistic that they wouldn't have had like a teacher that was a cheerleading coach. And being a cheerleader for 8 years myself, as I previously mentioned, I was like, well, that's definitely true. So I might have to knock it down half a score. But like this movie's more kind of satirical anyways in nature. So like I kind of forgive them. So I kind of wanted to bump it back up to a 10. Anywho, I love this movie. I've already said how obsessed I am. Dave, I'm going to send you all my rough cuts, and however you want to splice it together is fine by me. I hope I did this film justice in, paying my homage to it. I can't say how much I love it, and definitely my full circle moment will be circling back to that knock 'em down, roll 'em around, cheer, come on defense work that was, we did in my high school cheering days with my best friend. So, and I'll be telling that to my daughter, and that will be kind of a pivotal moment in describing my friendship, my previous friendship, because I no longer talk to this person. But that will be like a pivotal moment in kind of like describing my friendship to my daughter of what that friendship was. And I'm just so excited to like tell her about these things. And this film is just so much fun, and I can't wait to show her whenever she's older. And I'm curious to see if, she'll get into cheerleading, because I'm going to show her that like cheer in the film and be like, Mommy did that cheer. Like, it's sad that I don't have footage of me in my high school days like doing that cheer, because then I could show her me actually doing it, but I know that I don't have footage. But anywho, I know I'll be showing her that scene, and it'll be curious to see that as she develops, she's 16 months right now, what her interests will be, and if she will ever want to experiment with cheerleading. So bring it on. Yes, 10 out of 10. Love it. Happy birthday. Happy 25 years. Love you.